Hi, everyone. Today is Monday. Oh my gosh, it's already the 11th of July. Hope you're all well. We're going to start with a massage of our feet. So we're going to start seated. If everyone would like to sit down on their mat, I'll just adjust my video and turn on a little light so you'll be able to see the feet a little bit better. So seated on the mat, we need to have one foot in front of us. Get yourself into a comfortable position. If you need to sit up on a pillow, you could do that. But have one foot in front, so it could be your right foot if you wish. Take both hands and wrap your hands around the bottom of the foot. So we're going to be massaging what's called the longitudinal arch, which goes up and down the center of the foot. So you want to squeeze the center with all your fingers, and it's like you're making a taco with your foot, right? You want to sort of squeeze everything around that central line. Go up and down towards the heel, and you can take the skin on the top of the foot and wrap it around. Just like we're, kind of making a taco or folding the foot. Go up and down quite a few times. This is actually very good for the longitudinal arch. It's very good for the fascia in the feet and helps our feet to function a little bit more efficiently. And boy, does a foot massage really just feel good for our whole body. All right. Now, after going up and down a few times with the central longitudinal arch, we're just going to take the medial arch, which is just underneath the toes and the ball of the foot. You take one hand and curl your toes down towards that portion just underneath the ball of the foot, okay? So take all your toes, curl down, and release. And again, you want to pull the skin from the top of the foot down. Our feet are constructed very much like our hands, that we can grab things with our toes. We should be able to grab things with our toes. We can bring the top of the foot down towards the bottom of the foot, just like the fingers. And at first, maybe this doesn't feel very comfortable, but after a while, things start to loosen up and you're like, yeah, my foot actually can move that way. Now we're going to clasp the foot and the toes. So I want you to take your index finger and place it between the big toe and the second toe, then your middle finger between the second and the third. You may need to pull your toes apart. Ring finger between the third and the fourth, and pinky between the fourth and the fifth toe. So it's like you're clasping your foot. Okay, so if this is your right foot, you're clasping it with your left hand. And once you've got that, just take a few deep breaths. Often it's not very comfortable at first. It's like when you get a pedicure and you have your toes in, you've got the foam in between each toe. It sort of spreads the toes apart. And then make a circle with the clasped toes. Okay, you just circle around. It helps to move all those bones. 26 bones in each foot. Every single bone articulates with the bones next to it. Change the direction of the circle. And the more we get those bones flexible, moving, the better you will walk, stand, and just generally feel. All right. Now we can take the fingers out from between the toes and squeeze your heel now. There's a lot of fat accumulation in the bottoms of the feet. It's super important, that fat accumulation, so that we have protection of the bones when we walk. Okay. Now here's the fun part. Stretch your legs out in front of you and have a look at both feet and notice the difference. The one that was massaged and the one that's not massaged. Now move your toes around, move your feet around, and just notice how much more circulation there is in the foot you just massage, and so much more movement and ease. Yeah, good. Let's do the other side. So begin with the opposite foot, and you're going to make the taco. Remember, we squeeze the outer edges of the foot to the center. So go ahead and taco the foot. You can even grab the skin and let it roll around the outer edges, up and down about 5 times, pushing and rolling the outer edges of the feet towards the center of the foot. Should feel really good. For me, it feels awesome. One more time, up and down. And that's the longitudinal arch of the foot. Okay, now with the toes up, I want you to grab the toes and pull them down towards the medial arch, which is just underneath the paw of the foot, underneath the ball of the foot. So they're your toes, then the ball of the foot where we push off of when we walk. It's just underneath. So curling the toes down towards that medial arch. That's super important. And with time, we lose our arches. And a lot of that is simply muscular. You need to work your feet, bare feet, as often as possible to bring back that muscular tone in your feet. One more time, curl down. Okay, now we're going to clasp the foot. So index between the big toe, second toe, third finger in there, fourth finger in between, and pinky finger in between the small toe and the fourth. Now that you've got them clasped, so it's always the opposite hand with the foot. You got the palm of the hand against the bottom of the foot. Hold for a moment, and just let it ease up. You're going to feel the toes separating. Yeah. And then we make a big circle, articulating all of those bones. I like to do these little massages at least once a week. And I find it really helps my feet. It helps them to feel fresh, alive. It also helps me to balance because all of my bones tend to articulate with each other and the muscles get worked nicely when I do my balancing postures. Change the direction of the circle if you haven't already. Good. Now you can take your fingers out from between the toes and grab your heel and squeeze. Really squeeze there. This helps to stimulate the fat padding between our bones of the foot and the floor. And once you've done that, let's do that little test again. Stretch your legs out in front of you and move your toes, move your feet, take a look, see if things are a little bit more fluid. The circulation has improved and the movement has improved, especially of the toes, of course. All right, good job, everyone. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Taking a deep breath in, let's curl the spine, looking up and skyward, and then breathe out. Tuck your belly button in, tuck the tailbone under, and we'll move again. Breathing in, curling, breathing out, rounding, breathing out. Good, and again, breathing in and curling, breathing out, rounding. 2 more times. Let's breathe in and curl. Breathe out and round. And once more. Breathe in and curl. And breathe out and round. Coming back to a flat back. Let's open up our knees and reach just your right hand out in front of you. Feel like the palm of the hand is sticking to the floor. And press your hips back. Feel the stretch into the arm, shoulder, even into the side of the body that can go down to the hip. Lifting your head, lift back up. Bring the right hand back underneath the shoulder and left arm straight out in front of you. Glue it to the floor and press your hips back. And hold here. Coming back up, set the hand underneath the shoulder. Bring your knees back in parallel and hip width. Stretch your right leg behind you and press the heel back. Feel the stretch into the calf, and it can stretch all the way underneath the foot as well in the plantar fascia. Coming back, let's bring the knee back down, change, left leg back, tuck the toes under, press the heel straight back, feeling the calf, the Achilles tendon, and the plantar fascia. Now bring the knee back down, walk your hands forward about 20 centimeters, tuck your toes under and rise to a crouching cat position. So crouching cat, have the knees bent, hips lifted, chest lifting forward, and we're just gonna bounce here. And when you do, bring your knees wide. So bounce your hips back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open your feet wide, walking your hands back, fingertips on the floor. We're gonna bounce in this deep squat. So when you do this, be sure that your knees are super wide, okay? Knees don't turn in, they turn out in this position. Hands, fingertips on the floor, we bounce. 10, 9, hips way back. 8, 7, pull the chest forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to thighs, lift the chest, bring your right shoulder forward, look over your left shoulder. Coming back to center, left shoulder forward, look over your right. And again, back to center, twist again. Back to center, twisting. Good, one more time each side. Right shoulder forward. Back to center and the left. Back to center, lift the chest. Keeps the hips tilting back. Raise your arms parallel. Now as you sink down, lift your arms higher and come back up 10 times. 9. You should really feel the body warming now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, that's good. 1, come all the way up to standing. Step your feet in. And step your feet forward to the front edge of your mat. I'm actually going to move my camera a little bit. Okay. Front edge of the mat, feet hip width. Gently dial your feet out so you feel that there's an engagement in the legs. Keep the hips back, keep the belly long, shoulders wide, and let's go hands to heart center. Okay, everyone. Clasp your hands together now, push your palms skyward, and lean to your right. Go right over. Yes. Hold this position. Keep lifting the ribs away from the hips. You're going over to your right. Keep the feet gently dialing outwards so that you have engagement in your legs. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Come back up to standing. Bring your arms down. Clasp your hands together behind you. Open the chest. Lift the chin, stretching. And releasing, hands back to heart center. Clasp the fingers together. Push the palms skyward. And we'll lean to our left now. Go right over. Side body long. Holding here. Keep your feet turning out of it. 3, 2, that's good. 1, rise back up. This time, bring your hands out in front of you. Bend your knees, round your back as much as possible. Tuck your hips under a little bit, and Evelyn Chenya, you be careful, not too much here. You don't want to crush the belly, just gently. And we hold 3, 2, 1. Lift your chin, hands to heart center, come back to your perfect posture, everyone. And now we're going to start moving. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms and stretch long and skyward. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. The elbows go down to the knees and then to the floor, and step back to a plank position. Hold your plank, lifting your chin. Keep everything strong and tight. 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down, lower the chest to the floor. Point your toes, lengthening out your legs, rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down, push up onto your hands and knees first. From here, step your hands off your mat. Right hand side, press the hips back. Lifting back up, hands off the left hand side, press the hips back. Lifting back up, hands on the mat. Tucking your toes, rise to down dog or crouching cat. Raise your right leg, please. Up it goes. Now bring the right leg out to your right. Keep the knee bent, tilt the hips up. Then bring the foot back up behind you and swing the foot forward as far as possible. Stepping the rest of the way forward, bend your knees, hands to thighs. Lift the chest, arms to your ears and bouncing. 3, 2, and 1. All the way up to standing. Find a perfect posture again. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding forward, elbows come to knees, and you step back to a plank position. Hold it here, lift your chin, everything tight. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, moving down. Pointing your toes, rise to cobra. Pushing back onto your knees, please. This time, hands off the left-hand side of the mat, press your hips back. Back up to center, hands off the right-hand side of the mat, press the hips back. Back up to center, tuck your toes, down dog or crouching cat. Left leg lifts up behind you. Then out to your left, like you're gonna bring the knee to the shoulder, tilt the hips up. Back up behind you, swing it forward as far as possible, stepping the rest of the way, hands to thighs, lift the chest, arms to ears, bouncing. 3, 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Same thing, keep going, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise up. Fold it forward, that's great. Good, step yourself back to plank and lift the chin, hold it here, everyone. 3, good job, Evelyn. 2, 1, move down, everyone. Good. Point your toes, rising up to cobra. Coming to cobra, yes. Push back, down dog or crouching cat. Raise your right leg up behind you. Bring it out to the side like you want to touch the shoulder. Yes. Back up behind you. Yes. Swing it forward as far as possible. And step all the way forward. Hands to thighs, getting into chair and bounce it here. 3, 2, everyone's doing great. 1, come up to standing, straighten your arms by your sides. Hands to heart center and go again. Deep breath in, rise. Yes, folding forward, all the way down. Good. Stepping back to plank and hold. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Move yourself down. Point your toes, rising to cobra. Excellent. Down dog or crouching cat. Left leg comes up behind you. Lift now towards the shoulder. Bring it towards the shoulder. Yes. Back up behind you. Good job. Swing it forward as far as possible. Stepping forward. Hands to thighs, coming up to chair. Bounce it here. 3, 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Keep the heart rate up. We're going to add on. You can take a modification if you want. Hands to heart center. Let's go. Deep breath in. Fold it forward. Stepping back to a plank. Lift your chin in plank. I want you to roll onto the tops of your toes so your chest comes forward and roll back 3 times. Let's go. Roll forward. 3, belly is in. 2, keep your arms strong. 1, lower your knees. You can lower to the floor or do a push-up. Chest down and up. Move all the way down now. Point your toes and rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Okay, everyone, here's where it's gonna get fun. Right leg comes up. Bring the right knee out to the right and stretch the leg out to the side. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Rebend the knee, lift up behind you, and let's swing it forward. Stepping forward, hands to thighs, lifting up into chair, and let's bounce it. 3, 2, you're doing great. 1, up to standing. Woo, hands to heart center. Go again, deep breath in. Hold it forward. Stepping back to a plank. Hold the plank, roll over the toes forward and back. If it's too much for the hands and shoulders, no rolling. 1 more time if you're rolling. Bring your knees down, 1 push-up. All the way down, and let's rise to a cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Raise the left leg behind you. Bring the knee towards the shoulder. Now everyone stretch the leg straight, holding. 3, 2, keep it up. 1, bend it, bring it up behind you, swing it forward. Stepping forward, hands to thighs, coming into chair. 3, 2, 1, good stuff. Hands to heart center. 2 more rounds, everyone. Deep breath in, rise. Good, fold it forward. You can do this. Stepping back to plank, push yourself a little bit farther. As long as there are no injuries, just push a bit farther. Roll forward, 3, 2, that's great. 1, bring your knees down, do 1 push-up. Good, all the way down, point your toes to cobra. Beautiful. Down dog or crouching cat. Well done, everybody. Right leg comes up behind you. Yes, bring it out to the side. Good option, Evelyn. Good. Stretch the leg, stretch it, hold it up in the air if possible. 3. Ooh, that's awesome, Claire. 2. 1. Bend the knee, bring it back, swing it forward. Coming forward and into chair. Bounce it here. You're doing great, Finola. 3, 2, beautiful, Gitel. Well done. 1, standing. This is the last round. Let's take advantage. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding, stepping back to plank, and we roll over the toes, engaging the abdominals. Keep everything strong. Excellent, Taina. Well done, Jane. Now knees come down and you do that push-up. Go for it, Lisa. 1 push-up. Yes, all the way down, cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Amazing, everyone. Really good. Left leg comes up behind you, then out to the side. Now stretch the leg straight, holding. 3. Yes, Finola, holding. 2. Good. 1. Bring it back up behind you. Swing it forward. Let's go. Stepping all the way forward into chair. Bouncing here. 3. Yes. 2. 1. All the way up to standing. Good job, everybody. Hands to the hips. If you have a wall in front of me, like I do, step back a little bit. Bend your knees just slightly. We're going to do some balancing positions. When you bend your knees, hips should go back, okay? We don't want to bend our knees forward and hips going forward. This is not a good position, not a good posture. You need to bend your knees and have the hips go back a little bit. Raise your right leg. Bring your hands first to your heart center. Sink down, set your gaze at one point, and then if you'd like, begin leaning back, looking skyward, opening the chest up to the sky. So this is Shiva Asana, Shiva Asana. Setting your gaze, holding 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing and release your arms down by your sides. Find your perfect posture again. Notice how the foot has to work in these balancing postures. Hands to heart center. Bend your knees, hips go back. Left leg lifts. Shiva Asana, going back a little bit. Lift the chest. Looking skyward. You don't have to go into a deep back bend. Just a little one. Holding here. Get the right leg strong. Right foot strong into the earth. 3, 2, 1. Let's release it. Arms by our sides. Good job. Hands to your hips this time. Bend your knees. Let your hips go back. We'll lift the right leg. We'll send it behind us. And you can straighten it like you're going to push a wall behind you. The left knee stays bent, please. Now bring your arms right next to your body and the palms face the floor. Holding here. Lift the right leg higher if possible. Feel the left foot working to keep your balance. 3, 2, 1. Up to standing. Good job. Hands to hips. Bend your knees again. Hips go back. Leaning forward, lift your left leg now behind you. Stretch the leg straight as if you want to push the wall behind you. Stretch your arms by your sides. Notice the work in the foot. Lift the leg higher if possible. Lift your chest higher. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Up to standing. Good job. All right. Hands to your hips again. Knees stay soft, but not bent, just soft. Lift your heels and lower. This is a really nice work for the ankles, the calves, and the foot. So we lift and lower, and then you're gonna double time it. Let's go, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good, keep breathing up and down, up and down. At the same time, keep your belly strong. You're gonna feel the contractions into the calves, and it should almost go up all the way up the backs of the legs. Go a little bit faster. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees to release. Excellent. Good. Straighten your legs again. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side, and let's take tree pose. You're either at the ankle, or the heel higher than the kneecap, or at the inner thigh. Raise your arms in a V. Open the palms to the sky. Lift your eyes. Good, holding here. Focus your gaze on one point. You can even focus your mind on that one point. This helps to calm the nervous system. Hands to hips and lower your leg. Good job. Nice, everyone. Changing legs. Left knee out to the side. Ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Raise the arms in a V. Open the palms to the sky. Lift the chest. Stretching long and strong. Yes, you are stronger than you think. 3, 2, 1. Hands to hips, lower the foot down. Good job. All right, step back to the front edge of your mat. Hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath in, raise your arms, and we're gonna fold forward. Elbows come to knees, hips go back. Step back to down dog, please. Everyone get back to down dog. Okay. In down dog, Bend your right knee and press your left heel as far as possible to the floor. Stay in this position, or if you want to raise the intensity, you could raise your right leg up as high as possible. Okay, by raising the right leg, you place more pressure on the left foot and you get a deeper stretch down the back of the calf and even into the foot. Bring the right foot back down. Whew. Bend your left knee and press your right heel towards the floor. It's not important to get the heel down. It's really not important. The heel just needs to go into the direction of the floor. If you want to raise the leg, you may. That increases the tension. It increases the stretch. And we're holding here. 3, 2, good job, everyone. 1. Bring the foot back down. Ooh. Move into a plank position and lower your elbows, everyone, down to the floor. So elbows down, you're in a low plank. This is also called a hover. Lift your head, open the shoulders, pull the belly in, and we're breathing and holding here. 10, 9, 8. Remember, you're stronger than you think. At the moment you feel like you want to come out of the posture, that's when you really start to succeed the posture. It's just at that moment. Again, holding. 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees, open your elbows, and come all the way down to your tummy. Good job, everyone. And of course, Evelyn, you go into child's pose. Let your hips go from side to side. Okay, let's lift the head, chest, and shoulders. Bring your elbows out to the sides and into a cactus position. Lift your head, chest, shoulders, and arms. Point your toes and lift your legs. And we'll hold here. Set your gaze at one point. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees at the level of your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down. Hands are underneath the forehead, and you can move your hips again from side to side to relax the low back. Okay. This time, lift your head, chest, and shoulders. Reach your arms behind you and see if you can clasp the hands together. Raise the head, chest, shoulders, and arms, and the legs again. Snake pose. And Evelyn Chagnac, for you, you can, of course, take this posture, camel, opening the chest. This is actually very good for you to help to open up the chest and the front of the body. Very healthy. Everyone comes down and releases. Hands underneath the forehead and move the hips from side to side. Last position on the tummy, feet flexed, reach behind you, set your hands on the heels, push the heels into the hands and open the chest, lift the knees up. This is the modified bow, much healthier for the hips. Hold it, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down. Hands under the shoulders. Everyone come up onto the hands and knees. Open the knees up, everyone, and let's go into child's pose to release. You could turn the palms to the sky if you wish. Forehead onto the floor, and just let go. Lifting back up. Bring your knees to one side and come to sitting on one side. Doesn't matter which side, okay, because we'll switch afterwards, but get into a position where you can see your device, all right? I want you to bring the elbow down, the lower elbow down, and the knees stay bent. top hand at the hip so that you can feel the work that's going to go on now. I want you to lift the top leg. All of a sudden, it engages a lot into the side glute and into the IT band that goes right down to the knee, but this is quite healthy, okay? Now the hips should roll forward a little bit rather than rolling back. You don't want to be able to lift the knee to the sky. You should roll forward onto the hips so that it's really the outer glute working, and you should feel as well the waist. From here, bring your top arm down to the floor so you can turn your chest a little bit downwards towards the floor. And we'll lift the leg with pulses. 10, 9, should be really strong. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We prepped for this by bringing the leg out to the side. Good. Hold the leg up now and stretch the leg straight. This is where it gets tough. Lift again. 10, 9, 8. If it's too much for the low back, you can stop. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rebend the knee, lift from the side. Woo! Bring the leg on top and over the other. If you want to straighten the lower leg, you can do that if that's more comfortable. Grab a hold of the knee, and here, of course, Evelyn, you will just sit up nice and tall and perhaps turn the head and shoulders. The rest of us, I want you to grab the knee, bring the hand behind you to go into a deep twist for the belly, the chest, and the upper back. Look behind you. Take some deep, slow breaths. And we'll unwind and change sides. Just bring your legs uncrossed and bring them to the opposite side so you're still facing your device. One elbow down, the palm can be down too. First, the hand on the hip so that you get yourself in the proper position. Knees bent. Raise the leg and feel the contraction. You should feel it on the outside, and maybe it even goes down towards the knee. If you're feeling it at the front of the leg is turned up and your hips are turned back. You don't want that. You want your hips turned forward so the top hip almost goes farther forward than the bottom hip. And the knee is turned down. It's almost impossible to point the knee up here. The top arm goes to the floor and you can turn your chest slightly towards the floor. Here we go, we're lifting. 10, should be strong. 9, 8, 7. I love this work. It's so good for our glutes, good to protect our knees, good for our low back and our hips. 2 and 1. Now straighten the leg. Here's where it gets hard. Yeah. We'll lift the leg again. 10. Ooh, so good. 9. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, you're doing great. 1, well done, everyone. Bring the leg down. Lift up from the side. Cross that top leg over the bottom. You could stretch your bottom leg out if you wish. Grab a hold of the knee and twist. Deep breaths as you twist. Unwinding slowly. Let's uncross. Grab behind your thighs and gently roll down onto your back. Stepping your feet in. We're going to do 2 sets of bridge poses. The first will work on the perineum. The second we're going to hold. It'll be an isometric contraction. So with the first, lift your hips halfway, okay? You're not going to push all the way up. You want to go halfway. As you breathe out, contract the perineum and pull it up to the belly button as you squeeze your knees in. Breathe in and open the knees. Here we go. Breathing out, squeeze and lift. Breathing in, open your knees. Breathing out. Breathing in. And again. 5 more. Here's the last one. Bring your hips down. Everyone, bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, hands at the fronts of the hips, and just relax and let go for a moment. Good. Lifting the knees back up. Separate your feet hip width, knees hip width. This time, elbows into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades to open your chest. And we rise up to the yogic bridge, squeezing the glutes, the thighs, the legs, and we hold. Set your gaze somewhere skyward and take deep, slow breaths. Good. Raise your arms up over your head, reach behind you, and everyone lower the back, one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. Once the back is all the way on the ground, lift both knees up. Then lifting your feet, grab a hold either behind your thighs, around your ankles, or at the soles of your feet. Happy baby pose. Rocking from side to side. Good. For a long time, many yogis didn't know what to call this posture, and it was often called dead bug pose. The happy baby is much nicer. Huh? So let's stretch the right leg as straight as possible, and we hold. Take some deep, slow breaths. Rebend the right leg. Staying in this position for a moment. And now we'll stretch the left leg as straight as possible. And hold. Good. Rebend. And now bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide, and rock again from side to side. Good job. Okay. Crossing your right leg completely over your left. Grab a hold of either the calves or the ankles and lift your feet. Pull your feet toward your shoulders. Evelyn Chania, instead, you can do the figure 4 position. Okay, so you have space for your belly. Everyone else, you can pull your feet towards your shoulders and hold. Releasing, let's uncross and change sides. Left leg over the right, grab a hold of the ankles or the feet, lift them and pull them towards the shoulders. Take some deep, slow breaths. Good. Excellent. Let's uncross. Squeeze the right knee to the chest and stretch your left leg onto the floor. Evelyn, you can stay like this. The rest of us will go into a deep twist, letting the right knee fall over to the left-hand side, Open your right arm out to the side to get a stretch into the shoulder, as well as the chest and the neck. Rolling back onto our backs, touch the nose and the knee, and release, and we'll switch sides. Left knee up now. Hold for a moment, and then we'll go into the spinal twist. The left knee goes to the right-hand side, left arm out to the side, and we stretch, getting into the anterior deltoid as well as the pectorals. Rolling back, nose and knee come together, and then both knees, nose in between the knees. Coming back down, one leg at a time. Stretch the legs onto the floor and set your hands onto your tummy. Take some deep breaths in and out of the belly. Feel that the belly, especially between the belly button and the ribs, that's the place we mainly want to move, okay? Not the lower belly. Lower belly stays strong. It's more the upper belly. And we're gonna do square breath. So breathe in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out. Hold the breath out. And again, breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out. Hold the breath out. One more time, breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out. Hold the breath out. And relax your breathing. Allow the breath to move in and out naturally and slowly. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing the sky. Allow your feet to be wide and just to roll out to the sides. The breath is slow and rhythmic. And allow the breath to calm you. Feel as if the breath is like feathers brushing against your skin. Everything that the breath touches relaxes. Imagine it relaxing your feet, your ankles, your lower legs and your knees. Imagine the breath relaxing your thighs. The hips. The lower abdomen and the lower back. Imagine the breath relaxing the middle of your belly and the middle back. Your chest and your upper back. Shoulders softening and relaxing. The arms all the way down to the hands and fingers. Neck and the throat. The jaw softening and relaxing. The chin all around the mouth, the cheeks. Around the eyes, the nose, the temples, the eyebrows, and the forehead, all softening, becoming smooth. Relax your scalp and even your hair. As you breathe in, allow that breath to fill you from head to toe. Begin to breathe more deeply now. And begin to move your fingers and your toes. Move your hands and your feet, gently coming back. When you're ready, raise your arms up over your head, stretching from fingers to toes. And lifting the knees up against the chest, squeeze the knees against the chest, and perhaps softly rock from side to side. Right arm next to your right ear, Roll all the way to your right-hand side. And from there, push down into the earth to lift from the side, come to a seated position. Good job, everybody. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face like you're washing your face clean. This helps to stimulate the skin, the muscles just underneath the skin, and the lymph. And shake out. Good. Now rub your hands together. We're going to do a little bit of weightlifting for the lower eyelid. So softly place the three middle fingers, just underneath your eyes, okay? At the soft skin under the eyelids. And there are muscles under there. I want you to squeeze your eyes shut and feel how the muscles contract under your fingers, and then relax. Just the fact of placing the fingers there puts a little bit of weight on those muscles. So again, squeeze shut and then open. We'll do it 5 times total. And again, squeeze shut and feel the weight against the hands and open. 2 more times. Squeezing shut, you feel those muscles contracting, and open once more. Squeeze and open. Now after this, take your hands away. Feel how cool it feels. And palm your eyes, placing the palms directly over the bones of around the eyes, closing the eyes. And then softly bring your hands to your heart center and open the eyes. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Thanks for joining. Good job.